Hello. How are you? This is Elskip from Bemis Crafty Corner. And so I was, doing something, and I was just messing around one day, and somebody saw that and asked if I would, do a quick video on it. So this is what I was doing. I was making these book, tag bookmark things. And I think that could be a bookmark, but this is more like a tag. But somebody asked if I could kind of do a quick how I did this. So that's what we're going to do today. It's just a couple of supplies. It's something that you can do. If you have nothing else to do and you want to do something and be creative, this is a great way to do it. So I'm going to get a list of supplies together and I'll be right back. Supplies on this one. Obviously some book pages. Some little bits and pieces to do some decorating. I prefer to use matte gel for this as opposed to, the gloss gels. Just because I don't want it to look all glossy. So I use the matte gel for this one. A paintbrush that you don't care about. And then you're going to want some pieces of file folder in the size that you want to do these in. So I just have, I don't have any more regular ones. All I have are these colored ones, these white ones. So we're going to use a white one today. And if you have one of these giant corner rounders, that works. If you don't, this will work as well. Just trace around it and then trim it. Okay? So let's get started. You're going to need your paper trimmer for this one. So I'm going to get mine up here. And I'm going to take this part off because I have some score lines on there, so I was probably using that for something at some point. But we're going to do a couple of these, and I like to do them about 2 3/4, 3 inches wide. I just think that's a good, good width for these. We'll go 2.5. 2.5 sounds good to me. So I'm just going to cut a couple. And then whatever length I want them to be. If they're bookmarks, obviously I want them to be, the height of a book. But if I'm just going to use them as tags, then I can cut them down. But we're going to do these, to be books. So right around 7.5, 8 inches is good. I'm going to take these down to 7.5. And then we'll work on the rest of this piece. I'll keep because it's a good piece. I'll put it up there. We're going to put these away. I'm going to get the cutter off here because we're not going to need it anymore. And I'll be back in just a minute to get started on the process. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to decide, what we're going to use as far as the book page. And obviously, we're not going to use that side because, well, it's only half a page. I'm going to get some gel medium on here. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it on the wrong side here. Press it down. I'm going to do both of these, and then I'm going to let them completely dry before I move on to the next step, okay? So, we'll do the second one. Decide what side I'm going to use here. Okay. This is easy, and it's, it's sort of messy, so it's kind of fun. Okay. That here. There. Get it straight. Let these dry, and I'll be right back. All right, so once this has dried, I'm going to trim off top and bottom. And if I don't like that edge, I'm just going to trim that off carefully. And then we're going to get out our gel again. And we're going to put some on this side. Okay. And then we're going to fold this, the book page in, okay? Just like that. Just like that. Press it down. I'm going to lift this up, put a little bit underneath here. You can use regular glue if you want, if you feel more comfortable with that. However you want to do this. And I'm going to let this whole thing completely dry. When they're all dry, I'll do the other one too. When they're all dry, we'll be right back, okay? Once they're all dry, you're going to want to, you know, create the top however you want to create it. I like this little round look. You may prefer that you square it off. If you want to get the round look and you don't have this giant corner rounder, again, you can just take, you know, the jar and just kind of trace around it and then give that a cut. I'm going to round these bottom corners as well. And then any place where I may have missed with the adhesive, I can always just come back with my fine point, put it in, give it a little glue. And then all I'm going to do here is I'm going to ink these. And any ink color that you choose will work. Now, if you want to write on the back of this, like you're using it as a tag and you want to be able to write on the back of it, you just need to simply add a piece of paper to the back. That will, you know, provide you an area to write. And then the little top pieces, now I have a die for this, but if you do not have a die, you can cut about a 3/4 inch piece by about an inch. Inch and a half. And then just fold that in half. And what I do is I just kind of angle out. And you can either put it all the way down and put a hole through it, or you can, you know, put it up here if you want to make it like a little tab top. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to go ahead and put mine all the way down. And then I'm just going to cut a piece of white to go on the back. So let's take a look. I'm going to want a piece that's about 6.5 inches by 2.25. Take 5 off of that. And then about 2.25. Round the corners. Put a little bit of ink on there. And then I will glue or tape this down to the back, and then I can decorate how I want in the front. And I'm going to come back and show you one other method to this that makes a totally different look. I'll be right back. All right, so a little bit of a different look. Take your paper and just tear it, okay? And then go ahead and ink your torn edge. On both sides. Okay. And then I put glue on here to do this because I don't want to do the whole thing. And then I'm going to place the other piece down here. And I'm placing this one at an angle. I'll explain it. Hold on. All right, so I'm going to let this dry, and once this is completely dry, then I'm going to come back and we're going to finish this up. I'll be right back. Okay, so my glue has dried, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in my trimmer. And I'm just going to trim around this. And I have to tell you, this is a really good way to use up book pages. And then once I have them, again, I can round my corners. Trim a little if I have to. That does not look good. There we go. And then ink everything up. And this gives me a totally different look. And if you want to use your file to take the paper off the side, that'll give you a nice, like, grunged look. It's not so clean, you know? All right. So there's 3. I've made 3, and we're going to decorate them. So I'll be back in a minute, and we'll get these all decorated and finished up. I'll be right back. All right, so here's my final projects. These are originals that I did. I guess I did these in a live, maybe on my birthday, maybe. But these are the other ones. These 2 are the ones that we did that are similar to those and that we wrapped them. And this one, whoop, we put a little bit of cardstock on the back so you can write on it. And I'll do the same on the rest of these. But I decided to go with a little bit of pink seam binding on this one just to bring out the pink from the rose, and the blue hem tape here for the, for the butterflies. And then I had this one here, and I used a little bit of this brown hem tape. Brown hem tape. There's a word, combination of words. Because I just thought that it kind of brought everything up, and it has that similar look to the washi tape that I used on here. So I just added that, but there they are. That's all of them. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this project. If you have any questions, of course, let me know. There is all kinds of information in the description box below, so go down there, click on that, give me a thumb one way or the other. I don't care. Subscribe if you're inclined to, and I will see you the next time. Until then, stay well. Bye-bye.